Hello everyone, we're Team 8, and this is our second presentation of the professor's platform. First, let me introduce our members here. Ronnie Palmer, who's in charge of sales and marketing part in this presentation. Yu Chao Su, who's in charge of research part in this presentation. Henry Zhang, who is in charge of analysis part in this presentation. And Nick Canyon, he's our program leader, and he's in charge of the acid test part.
One common piece of feedback we got from our first presentation was that we were overlooking opportunities in the corporate setting. So we took this as a great time to not only test the validity of our idea in an academic setting, but also in a corporate setting as well. So we reached out to an accounting professor, Russ O'Haver, Mo Jaman, and Tom Kostopoulos, who are both colleagues of mine from school. Mo Jaman was a president of many organizations at our old school. He was a fraternity president. He was in charge of Alpha. He was in charge of a variety of different academic clubs. So he spent a lot of time speaking in classrooms to students. Tom Kostopoulos is an entrepreneur that went to Northeastern University and has also got a lot of experience in presentational speaking, but he recently dropped out to continue to more focus on his marketing agency. He actually has an office on Newberry Street right now, and is about, I want to say he's 22, I think Mo's 23, and Professor O'Haver is an old Big Four accounting partner, so he's a little older than our other participants. But one of the things we learned more specifically about Dodge 150 is that it is a very updated, like technologically updated classroom. It has a lot of features that other classrooms like Hayden Hall don't have, but there are problems with like the interruption of the flow of teaching when you have to shift from one task to another, and it actually takes time. That is a big deal for professors and for students, because people actually have to take the time to change their focus, and we noticed that not only in an academic setting, but we also saw that in the results of the acid test for our corporate setting as well. We also found that the current software being used for online teaching just is pretty bulky. It was problematic when IT was demonstrating it. It's just not optimized like the way it could be. It feels like something that was put together because it needed to be done, not something where people took their time and were like, what is the best way to create a platform for hybrid learning, both online and offline. So we found that people thought our prototype was very interesting, that it could be effective, that it had a lot of promise, that it certainly wasn't a bad idea, which is the purpose of the acid test. It certainly didn't disintegrate like fake gold. So we definitely thought we had good feedback from our acid test and have steps to be taken in the future to kind of look into the corporate setting, the academic setting, and just regular presentational speaking.
We decided to use a survey to conduct our field research. There are three main reasons: the cost, extensive nature, and the flexibility of them. For the cost, there's obviously none. All surveys can be made and be responded to for free online, especially when conducted through a link. Surveys are very helpful to reach a large audience as they're widely accessible. Finally, for the flexibility aspect, surveys can be conducted in a variety of different ways, but we chose to do it through a Google Forms link online because it suited our plan the best. To ensure that our responses were not biased in any way or form, we made sure to have the questions be as open-ended as possible. In addition to that, we did not mention anything about our current concept in the survey or to the respondents, so that none of them would feel inclined to talk about the pain point we had chosen. Our four main questions are listed here on the slide. Next are some sample answers. These are just a few of the answers that were more directly related to our pain point and solution. Around 30 to 40% of the responses, even while being very open-ended, like the questions, related to our solution and pain point, which shows that we are currently working to solve an issue that is faced by many students all around the world. For the method of analysis, we use the very well-known survey website as a source to look for ways to analyze open-ended survey responses. First, we should read the data. Getting a good understanding of what types of responses there are is a good way to plan for the following steps. Secondly, we should map out the general categories for the responses. Sort of acts like our outline, allowing us to organize the data in an orderly manner. Thirdly, more subcategories should be created for more depth, as it is recommended to also double check the categories in case there is any need for last-second rearrangements. Lastly, we should put a number on it. This means we essentially need to designate a specific percentage to each category to determine the importance of each type of response.
Customer feedback is essential to guide and inform our decision making and influence innovations in the changes to our product. Based on all the responses from our survey, our members summarize them and list them here. These respondents really help us to update and improve our plan. First, there are 43% of survey respondents have experienced awkward viewing angles in classes they attended. And the issues regarding lightning, viewpoints, and distractions. And these questions were very common and were very distracting to viewers. For acid test part, it revealed that many classrooms have inefficient designs that break the flow of teaching, such as whiteboards and projectors or overlap. So we suggest that you can use one at a time. And at the same time, there are some tasks that do not work effectively within online teaching. So at last, we offer a streamlined platform for professors, presenters, and public speakers alike. And here's our action plan. Our research revealed that our product will only be successful if we can create an efficient platform for hybrid learning. And we're looking to add integrated technology that works with a multitude of softwares, such as Blackboard, Canvas, Zoom, Teams, and so on.
Who are the competitors? This is a great question. In fact, many companies that's on the top list of the office furniture market wouldn't mind making a simple desk. Steelcase, Herman Miller, Staples, Office Depot, they all make good solid desks that you can easily recognize. Hey, it must be for a professor to sit behind it. And then promise this is the same thing all over the world. Of course, there are various versions in different companies, like Steelcase like to make the desk with steel structure, but they all can recognize into one kind of solution inside of this office furniture market. And their strategy are simple and general. That is, well, in the traditional style, bidding with other competitors and cooperating with schools and retail outlets that present their products to customers. Well, then comes the second one. This is something new that exhibited during this pandemic and with the demands that occur from our customers, which are professors. As you can see from the beginning of this pandemic, the search frequency for online classes goes sky high. At that time, teachers must make online classes and are forced to come up with ideas for lecturing and thus set of small cameras, whiteboard, mics are necessary accessories for professors. Companies that sells these quickly just tag their products in search engine with like online class special or qualitative lecture guaranteed that just attract professors to buy them because they have to. And they put their products largely advertised on Amazon or like online shopping market. to ensure profit and revenue. As mentioned, our competitions can be separated into these two types. First, the big heavy decks that we saw, and a bundle of these teaching accessories. Well, you would always expect a desk in an IKEA, and that's where you can always find them. Big companies hope you to find them and cooperate different channels, advertise on TV, and placing big boards on the roof, on the market walls, just to merchandise their product to end users, such as schools or professors that with needs. Well, they are reliable, firm, and committed with an unsurprising high price, $636. Well, in Maine, using a Gaussian distribution. Well, table only, not including the computer inside. But second, the bundle is much cheaper compared to that. It's only for $190, and you can always find cheaper combinations, even cheaper if you really want to dig down all the informations. You can always find those things separately in platforms like Amazon's, and you can see they advertise in the first 5 seconds that you can never skip in YouTube or videos or from different online streamers, such things like that. Well, then you might ask, what's the difference between us and them? Well, for the first kind, our advantage is really obvious because our price is way more cheaper than those, and it is very fit for single professors use, and it is set and easily access and flexible for online costs. Well, but then you might ask, what is wrong with the second solution, which is just 190? Well, I can save 100. Now, in that case, I would believe saving 100 you might need for a night of digging down the Amazon search engine for finding cheaper solutions. But that costs a lot because time is money. And just saving your night time for playing, doing your favorable things by just paying one more hundreds. And that is a very convenient solution if professor is really in need. First of all, our product is under the branch of Office Furniture Market, which makes our total available market to be 75,000 million US dollars. And then, since we are specially designed our product for serving the professors, we expect our service available market to be 181,000 professors. And then within the survey, we have seen that there is 34% of the professors are asking for a total upgrade of their current environment, which narrows down our service of attainable market to be 61,000 professors. Well, in the same survey, we also observed existing trends that professors are appealing to a smart classroom after this pandemic. They are asking for a classroom that can be easily transformed between a current traditional style of studying and online streaming lecturing that is synchronized like the way we are doing. However, there is also vulnerabilities that destabilize this kind of statement, which an ongoing debate about the online and offline education, which is better and which one is efficiency or not. To entering this market, we have seen there are three head companies, Steelcase, Herman Miller, Staples, and they are holding a 1%, 1.5% about market share. Well, you may think that is little, but they are actually a big revenue that correspond with millions of dollars. And so what is the reason that we believe, we are confident that it is actually a feasible solutions? Well, first of all, is we have observed the demand for innovation. This means we think the solution is practical, that our customers, professors, are going to buy our solution. Such action is also encouraged by the government. As you can see in the smart classroom design pictures, the designer put multiple cameras that keep tracking the places where the professor is walking inside of the classroom. This gives a qualitative presentation for the online streaming. Meanwhile, the technology we are using inside of our product is also matured with a lowered price and production cost, especially after a year of pandemic and the online class experience. Individual components become even more suitable for lecturing use and be easily modified to put in our product. As a result, we would believe our product is a feasible solution in a certain way.
And these are the feedback from presentation one. This concept can also be applied outside of their classroom and workplace as well, and could easily be implemented in workplaces for meeting presentations. This device could be used outside of learning spaces and to include company headquarters, utilized in offices and different types of workspace. And that's all for today's presentation. Thank you all.